No, it's not Billy Batson. It's in fact Brian, and I'm a special correspondent for Terrific TV Toys. Today we are talking about the Shazam Mego, based on the very popular Shazam TV series from 1974. This action figure, produced by Mego, was released in July of 1974, 2 months before that television show premiered. Now, the character of Captain Marvel, who's also known as Shazam by my generation, Generation X, that's how I always knew him as, the character was originally created back in the 1940s by Fawcett Comics. And for a number of years, there were lawsuits going back and forth between Fawcett and DC in regards to Superman. DC had gone after them, claiming that a lot of Captain Marvel's characteristics and abilities were a direct reflection, shall we say, of Superman. So for about 30 years or so, you really didn't see anything with Captain Marvel. Then in 1974, Filmation acquired the rights to it. Filmation had been around for a number of years, producing both live action and animated series. So they decided it was time for Captain Marvel to finally have his own television series. And so it was produced by Filmation. It lasted for 3 seasons, beginning in 1974. And the title character of Shazam was initially played by an actor by the name of Jackson Bostwick. He was a former professional athlete. And to most fans my age who still remember the show fondly, he will always be the Captain Marvel from the series. Now, later on in the early second season, Bostwick was replaced by the producers by an actor by the name of John Davey. The specifics of the why this actually took place have kind of been lost through the years, but the bottom line is that there was a lawsuit. Bostwick believed that he was fired inappropriately. He had evidence that corroborated his side of the story, and he eventually was proven correct in a court of law. So despite his absence from the show in future seasons, he still received royalties for work that he was denied. Anyway, the replacement Captain Marvel was a gentleman by the name of John Davey, and to fans such as myself, he is known basically as the man who fit the suit. Think Johnny Bravo for the Saturday morning set. Mego produced 3 different series of the Captain Marvel action figure. The one we're looking at today is an original, Series 1, and you'll notice there are some distinct differences between it and the later versions. Let's start with the head, though. The head received a lot of action back in 1974. This particular mold was later reused for the Peter Parker action figure, also released by Mego. If you take a look down here at these cuffs, these are indicative of the original version because they are sewn into the design. The later versions were a different color and they were more loose-fitting. Now, as for my action figure itself, the only thing that is not original is the logo on his chest. That is a reproduction. If you go anywhere in the US today and you find an original 1974 Mego, odds are you're not going to find it with the logo because these things were put on very poorly and they were not built to last. So unfortunately, a lot of them today are reproductions. Now, looking at the rest of this action figure, the first thing you want to mention is the cape. I have a distinct impression, I'm not 100% certain about this, but I'm willing to suspect this is the same cape that was used for Robin. I had all of the Mego action figures, all the Super Friends back then, and I would be willing to bet a lot of money this is the Robin cape. The boots as well. These got a lot of play back in the 1970s. They were used on some of the other characters as well. But the action figure itself has held up fairly well. I bought this back in September of 2014 at a convention in Philadelphia, and despite the missing logo, I got it for a very reasonable rate. These are pretty easy to find. You have to be willing to invest a little money in them, but all in all, I think this doll has held up very well through the ages. I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Terrific TV Toys. That's all we've got for today, and tune in next time where we'll have the ISIS action figure. Hi, I'm Captain Marvel, You know, back in the day in the 1970s, I always ended every show with a moral. Well, they don't have these things on Saturday morning anymore. In fact, you don't even have Saturday mornings anymore. But if I were still on TV today, I would tell you the following. Guns are not toys. Always obey your parents. And whatever you do, don't take drugs. This is Captain Marvel, signing off.